LG's rollable 65-inch TV with a OLED 8K screen goes on sale for an eye-watering $87,000. Daily Mail. Epic Games to feature J Balvin in Fortnitemares with brand new Halloween cosmetics. Sportskeeda. New photos offer better look at iPhone 12 color options. Macrumors. What you're looking for official trailer. NME. What you're looking for official trailer. NME. Sony plans to optimize the PS5's fan speed using game data. Engadget. Microsoft clears the air on recent Office PWA outcry. XDA developers. How to what is Soya Singkao? How to what is Soya Singkao? OSIRIS-REx mission to collect asteroid sample to return to Earth thanks to Canadian technology. CBC.ca. Leak. OnePlus 9 series is coming, and this is the code name, Android Authority. This British startup secures €1.5 million for AI-based video security and visual data privacy. Silicon Canal.